Welcome to Movie Guy, everyone. Today we're covering The Little Mermaid. It's a great Disney classic from about 35 years ago. They're actually going to be planning on remaking it with a release at the end of May, so a great time to talk about it. I recently watched this with my 3-year-old and got to live the magic all over again. So let's dive right into The Little Mermaid. For those of you who have been living under a cave and haven't seen this movie, here's what it's about. The Little Mermaid centers around a 16-year-old mermaid named Ariel. She lives in the ocean with her father, King Triton, and her sisters. I don't know what their names are. There's a bunch of them, but she's got a bunch of sisters. So King Triton and Ariel, they don't really get along. King Triton is more about peace and order, and Ariel wants to sort of do her own thing. And more importantly, she is really interested in this land dweller, Eric, that she falls head over heels for after laying eyes on him one time, and is desperate to find a way to get together with him. And her father would never let that happen, so who does she turn to? The sea witch Ursula, and Ursula's been banished from the kingdom, but she has magical powers, and she can give Ariel sea legs, but for a pretty steep price. And so basically she spends the rest of the movie trying to use her legs to win over Eric, and meanwhile the crab, Sebastian, is trying to get her to stop, but you know, she's Ariel, she's going to do what she wants. So that's pretty much the movie in a nutshell. Now Ariel doesn't have a mother in this movie, although this is a pretty common theme in Disney movies. It's rare you'll find a main character with both parents. Usually it's going to be a father, and if there is a mother figure involved, it's going to be a stepmother, usually an evil one. So it's not uncommon, but in any case, she does have her father, King Triton, and while he doesn't have a wife, for sure, he's got some side pieces. Take a look at these sisters, all of them different hair colors. King Triton's a player. Nice. Now, some may say that King Triton is coming down on Ariel pretty hard, although, to be fair, there is an 18-year-old guy trying to marry his 16-year-old daughter. Not even sure if that's legal, although technically they're in international waters, so maybe. Anyway, speaking of legal matters, let's talk a little bit about the deal that Ariel makes with Ursula, the sea witch, to get her legs. Ursula offers to give her her legs with a few pretty important conditions. First condition, she's got to kiss a guy she's never met before. She's got 72 hours to do it. Oh, and by the way, she's going to take her voice. So she has no way of communicating what's supposed to happen here. Oh, important to note that if she doesn't actually make this happen, she's going to get turned into a goblin and live in Ursula's garden. Side note, I'm not an attorney, but I'm not sure how legal this agreement is, given that she's under 18 and did not have a lawyer present at time of signing. Just saying. Okay, so Ariel's in pretty rough shape. I mean, she's got to get this guy Eric to make out with her with no voice, and she's got 3 days or she turns into a goblin. Yikes. Meanwhile, she gets Flounder, her friend, and Sebastian the crab even comes along for the ride. And they're trying to help her make this happen. Finally, they get close, but Ursula's not going to sit around and let that happen, so she decides to turn into a human and get in the way, and she casts a spell on Eric to get him to marry her in just 1 day. Now, you can't really blame Eric here. He's under a spell. But you got to wonder about Eric's inner circle. I mean, is nobody there being like, dude, you've known her for like 1 day. You may want to just like think twice about this. The other girl is literally still living in the castle. What are you doing? No, they're all good with it. So off to the marriage. Not to worry, the wedding doesn't go through on account of an unlikely hero in Eric's dog Max, who saves the day by breaking the shell and therefore rendering the spell useless. He does in fact show what Ursula would have been like if she didn't have her coffee in the morning. Dodged a bullet, bro. Anyway, there's a spectacular ending where Eric uses his ship to destroy Ursula, and now he and Ariel can be together with nothing getting in the way, well, except for the dad, right, of course. The dad decides, since he used a giant harpoon to destroy an octopus, he's no longer a danger to his daughter, and he can marry his underage daughter after knowing her for 3 days. That is the conclusion there. But moreover, he decides to use his magical powers to give Ariel her legs. So this whole legal debacle with the octopus could have been avoided in the first place, but you know. So that's my take on the Disney classic, The Little Mermaid. If you liked it, come back and watch more here on Movie Guy. For now, keep it real.